Good morning. Some of you up front can see I'm dressed a little more casually today. I've been having a PET scan this morning. Anybody ever been in one of those machines? A few of you. So full body machine for about an hour and a half, and so I just got back to school. But it's probably a good way for me to suggest to you that beginning next Monday, May 1, we will move to the shorts dress code. And I'll ask Mr. Sawyer's office and Mrs. Cobb's office to send out just some more specific information about that, but that'll start next Monday, May 1. This past week was extremely busy with a lot of events, and I just want to express my own thanks to so many of you who worked on all sorts of programs, and it was just a wonderful way to illustrate the talents of the student body at MBA. Secondly, I want to thank those of you involved in the One Acts for your effort and achievement in putting those on this week. I want to comment on the spring concert yesterday afternoon. It's fun to learn about various aspects of music, as I did yesterday when I learned that Charles Mingus wrote a piece of music really as a response to what happened in Arkansas in 1957 when the governor was against integration, and so his music reflected that. And it was a wonderful way to appreciate that music and have some interdisciplinary learning. And then lastly, I wanted to comment on Indata, which was an amazing success, started by Miss Hollyfield, spearheaded by Lane and also by Middleton, and assisted also by Miss Flanagan and so many of you. It was such a great community event. I mean, it was fun for adults, it was fun for young children, it was fun for students MBA's age, and it was such a fabulous representation of what this community can be about. And we'll see now a quick video. Let's give a round of applause to so many people that put together this great day, a day we were nervous about because the weather forecast was not great early last week, but it turned out to be just a gorgeous day. So let's hear now some music from the Big Red Rhythm. They're going to play a song called Tank Bar.
next lane down the road, 44 miles in, still a ways to go. Evening comes till the evening comes, no enemy warning but the light to try. Now you're living in the danger zone, you feel a chill down your spine and it's shaking your bones. The man says follow this path, the end's in sight. Whatever you do, just don't turn right. Take caution, take crossing, end of a long, long, long road. Take crossing, no stopping, destined for home, 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 home. Oh, 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 oh. The sun turning pale, but it's just a taste. Sit back, the land of a German ways. Out of place seems out of place, and the sun on the horizon and the stars to chase. Sun drops over the hills, such a sight to the eyes that it don't seem real. The end's in sight. There's nothing in the sun but man in the sun. Just man in the sun. Take caution, take crossing, end of a long, long, long road. Take crossing, no stopping, destined for home, 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 home. Oh, 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 yeah. Take caution, take crossing, end of a long, long, long road. Take crossing, no stopping, destined for home. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you. They performed that on Saturday during Indala. So we have a visiting writer here this week, someone Dr. Kinch got to know a long time ago, and we're very pleased that you're here, and Joseph is going to introduce you. Please come up, Joseph.
Good morning. My name is Joseph Hastings, and it is my pleasure to introduce MBA's visiting writer, Sabina Murray. Sabina Murray is a professor at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, where she teaches in the MFA program. Ms. Murray has published 8 works of fiction, including The Caprices, a PEN/Faulkner Award winner, and Valiant Gentleman, a 2016 novel that was named a New York Times notable book. Her most recent book is Macross Abbey, a collection of 10 short stories that offer contemporary twists on the conventions of the Gothic genre. Sabina's work is notable for the global variety of its setting, from America and Europe to Africa and the Pacific Rim. Miss Murray grew up in Australia and the Philippines and had completed her first novel before enrolling at the University of Texas Missioner Center for Writers. Miss Murray is meeting with English student classes today and tomorrow. This evening at 5:30, she will give a public reading in DPS. That program will begin with readings from the MBA's winners of the Resco Davis Poetry Competition. And now, please help me welcome Sabina Murray.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for your hospitality thus far. And also, I really enjoyed the song. I'm going to say musical number, but that sounds horrible. And my heart goes out to you because what a tough crowd. Everybody's sitting down going. And I don't know, that would kill me as a musician. Everyone's like. So anyway, good job. You played through it. Yeah, so what we're getting here, I have been writing for a long time. I published my first novel when I was 20 years old. I was still in college. And this picture is from 1989, from Vanity Fair, and they actually ran my picture in the fanfare section along with the French rock czar. God knows where he is now. And on the cover of it, this is how long ago this was Harrison Ford, and he was dressed up like Indiana Jones. So, if you want to ask me about like the dawn of writing, I was there for it, and I'm happy to share any information. All right, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so at the time, there was a magazine called Rolling Stone. I was actually talking to Professor Kinch. Do these people know who Rolling Stone? Guys over there, do you know Rolling Stone? Yeah. Okay, so it's a magazine that covered music. They were covering like the Rolling Stones. That's how long that magazine was around. And in the early 90s, when my first book came out, you can see it, it's the third on the list, Slow Burn. They used to run ads for books in Rolling Stone. And that is where my book was first advertised. And I can tell you how long ago that was because of this next slide. This was advertised in the same magazine. And the present that will write its own thank you note, it was cutting edge technology. I think I'm really not sure that one. It looks like a combination like calculator, typewriter, and scale of some kind. Anyway, that was the gift that you wanted. So I stuck with writing. First book comes out in 1990. I sold it when I was 20 years old. I couldn't legally sign a contract. And it took me another 10 years before I published my next book, which was my second book. And what I've learned to do is that, as a writer, you're just someone who writes. You write all the time. You write whatever people will pay you to write sometimes. And you become very broad-based. So the next slide, this is also what I did. I've done work as a screenwriter. I used to do work for an Australian production company, rewriting any scripts they sent my way. Now, this one didn't get made. If you look at what's going on, you will probably see why. It was a movie called The Mist, and it was about a bunch of teenagers in a car. It's kind of like Scooby-Doo with Stephen King or something, and they end up going to this big pit somewhere, and they encounter the mist. And the mist was actually aliens. And you learn this. I learned from this script that you don't do that weird thing where it's an alien, but it's also a mist. If it's an alien, it should just be an alien. If it's a mist, it's a mist. The moment you mash these things together, the whole script falls apart. So I did learn from that, but I did make enough money to put food on the table for a while. And I'll write about anything. This next thing, this is my only publication, well, my last publication in 10 years in the New York Times. I wrote about spam. They were very happy to have me write about spam. So I'd just like to say that I'm only going to be here for like a couple of days. People are interested in writing. It's a very broad field. I don't consider myself much of an artiste. I write all kinds of genres, and I just hope I can get people excited that they can see that there's a place for you. If you're interested in writing, there are many different ways to go about it, and to make your mark and to have your writing make its way into the world. So thank you so much for having me.
So we have a series of few announcements now. If Jackson and Will could please come up. They're going to talk to you about the stock market, and then Alex, if you could follow, and then Ethan and Philip, and I've got a few more after that.
Good morning, guys. Over the past 11 years, the NBA Stock Market Club has participated in the statewide stock market game. There are two divisions. There's a Middle Tennessee division that consists of about 140 schools, and in all of Tennessee, where there are about 240 schools that compete. Over the past 3 years, NBA Stock Market Club has had over 100 boys competing each year, and this year we've had approximately 130 students that have competed in both the fall and the spring. Before this semester, we've had state champion teams and mid-state champion teams for 2 out of the last 5 semesters.
We recently had a team win our third state championship. The individual team for this 2023 spring semester was NBA's Shake and Bake team, composed of the following students: Lion Playfair, Graham Smith, Ronit Chandra, and Alan Nguyen. Please consider joining the Stock Market Club next year at the Activities Fair in August. The club is a great way to learn the basics of investing, and thank you to Mr. Tillman and Mr. West for sponsoring this club. Thanks.
Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you about a research project I've been working on to try to understand the extent to which Maoist philosophy, political philosophy, is present in the modern Chinese state and Communist Party. So I'll be presenting on these findings on this Tuesday night at 6 p.m. I think this is a really great opportunity for a subject, a party, and a state which are so often poorly understood. So if you guys would be interested in that, especially teachers, history teachers, I think that would be a great opportunity.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexander Reddy, a junior here at MBA, and I wanted to present to you a book drive that I'll be hosting from today, April 24th, until May 5th. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about who these books are for. I'm partnering with Judge Sheila Calloway in the juvenile court here in Nashville as a part of my Eagle Scout project. The juvenile court interacts daily with children and teens from different areas around the Nashville inner city. And this partnership, I'm creating a designated book space and books for children interfacing with the court to read while they are in the courthouse. Not only do poor reading skills impact academic achievement, but they are also associated with increased risk for school dropout, incarceration, depression, and low self-esteem. Adults who lack basic literary skills are more likely to be unemployed, underemployed, and incarcerated. As I began to think about the families and children coming into the courthouse, I realized it was important to make sure a portion of the books thematically address issues surrounding minorities, broken families, and cultural differences, as they make up the majority of the kids coming into the courthouse. With that in mind, I hope to bring a sense of education and inclusivity to the books supplied, so all people from different backgrounds feel supported and included. To help reach my Eagle Project goal of 150 books, I would also like to raise money to buy specific books that meet the needs for those kids. You guys can help me in 2 ways. There will be a bin outside the junior school office and a bin outside the service club office in Lowry to drop off gently used or new books. And then second, you can also donate through the Venmo code that I will have around the school as well. I hope the MBA community can help me in this goal and my Eagle Project through books or monetary donations. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Philip Held, and this is my good friend, Ethan Durham.
We, along with several more MBA classmates, are performing in a production of Puffs at Harpeth Hall.
Puffs is a play which follows the story of a trio of wizard friends, a different one, at a certain school well known for magic.
But rather than being members of a certain house populated by particularly brave students, this trio belongs to the House of the Puffs. Basically, it's a fan fiction of a certain franchise that you all probably know, involving magic and magic school and all that, but we can't say the name because of copyright reasons, so.
Come see Puffs at Harpeth Hall this Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday There's no show Friday.
Thursday and Saturday are at 6:30. Thursday and Saturday are at 6:30 and Sundays at 2. You gotta order your tickets ahead of time on the Harpeth Hall website. Once you get there, it's pretty easy to find the link.
And it's free for MBA students and faculty.
But like, you have to get them at the website because they're not gonna give them to you at the door, and you don't want to show up with no ticket. Then you just look like an idiot.
Hope to see you soon.
So Robert Carpenter worked on this video in his art class as sort of animation modeling, and we thought we'd show it to you briefly here. Let's give him a round of applause. So, Mr. Sawyer now has a presentation.
Good morning, gentlemen. This morning we are highlighting a few of MBA's elected leadership positions and recognizing our new student body president. Before we discuss the student body president election specifically, I want to take this opportunity to remind you of the important leadership opportunities the school provides. In the junior school, students participate in a junior school leadership council composed of elected leaders from each advisory. In the high school, students are elected to 4 class officer positions per grade. If you are a current or incoming high school class officer or a member of the junior school leadership council, please stand now. Let's recognize these school leaders for their work upon our behalf. You may be seated. Now is also a good time to remind the current 8th grade students that your class officers for 9th grade will be elected next fall. One of the most respected positions on our campus is that of Honor Council representative. If you are currently serving as an Honor Council member, please stand now and remain standing. I want to especially thank you for our service to our school, and a special thank you to our officers, President Browning Trainer, Vice President Mac Russ, Secretary Jake Frazier, and Attorney General Connor Corby. If you've been elected to serve on the Honor Council for next year, please stand. Next year's Rising Honor Council officers are President Owen Willers, Vice President Jackson Green, Attorney General Nathan Williams, and Secretary Colin Dorelli. Please join me in recognizing all of these Honor Council members. The final area I want to highlight today is the Student Council, which acts as a representative body for all MBA students. If you are currently serving as a Student Council member, please stand now. Our current Student Council officers are President Quinlan Stewart, Vice President Alex Durkowski, Secretary Miles Neltison, Treasurer Maithreya Gowda, Sergeant-at-Arms Nathaniel Nelson, and Discipline Committee Representatives Payne Daniel and Oliver Pilkington. If you have been elected to serve on the Student Council for next year, please stand. Rising Student Council officers for next year are Discipline Committee members Hutton Wall and Whit Uden, Sergeant-at-Arms Liam Eady, Treasurer Will Jackson, Secretary Hami Yassin, and Vice President Luke Keller. Please help me recognize these Student Council members. Each year, the student body president is elected from the senior members of the Student Council. This person is responsible for overseeing all school events and programs such as Field Day, Homecoming, School Spirit, the Carnival, and the Commander's Cup. He also represents the student body in communicating with the school administration. In a typical year, several members of the Student Council run for student body president through a school-wide vote. Beginning this year, we have started using a town hall meeting format to get to know the candidates before the election. However, the outcome of this year's election has all the drama of a Harlem Globetrotters game or an NBA versus Father Ryan football game, which is to say the winner is already known. So impressed were our rising student council members with our new president that they opted not to oppose him in his march towards student body president. As a result, we find ourselves converting the town hall forum into a bit of an inaugural address for our new president. So without further ado, I ask you to help me welcome our new student body president, Zeke Stroud, to the podium. I'll ask you, and you can count this one.
You want me to introduce myself?
Yeah, we're right here. Listen. Okay, so in the spirit of the forum, Zeke, please tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement at MBA.
Hey guys, so my name is Zeke, as most of you know. I play football here at NBA. I also throw shot and disc on the track and field team. I'm in the broadcasting club, African American Studies club, and I also partake in Best Buddies.
Okay. Again, in the spirit of a forum, we're going to ask Zeke a few questions so we can get to know him. So question number one, Zeke. What is one thing that you will emphasize in your role as student body president?
So guys, as student body president, I want to emphasize two things. One, I want to be a friend to all of you. For those of you who don't know me, I want you to introduce yourself to me. And secondly, I want our school spirit next year to be off the charts. I want the rowdiest year of all time at NBA. Thank you.
Question two. What is an important characteristic of leadership and how do you embody it?
An important characteristic of leadership to me is something that I've already asked you to do, and it's I want you to introduce yourselves to me because I want to listen. I'm here to represent all of you. Like, I'm here for you guys, and I can't do that if you don't tell me what you want. So, thank you.
Final question, Zeke. What is one aspect, or what one aspect of life at MBA are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of the brothers I've made along the way, the friends I've made. I love all you guys. Even if I don't know you, I love you all. So, thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you, Zeke, for your willingness to serve as our student body president. We look forward to a wonderful school year under your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sawyer. Zeke, congratulations. I believe you're going to do a great job, and I appreciate who you are and your spirit, so thanks. So we had a terrific weekend of some sports. And I'll start with the track team who participated in the city track meet. Is that right? Somebody's going to come down now? Yes.
On Friday night, in a steady rain, varsity track and field completed the three-day Nashville City Championships. For the early part of the meet, it was a close battle back and forth between Lipscomb, Father Ryan, and us. A few highlights from the meet are the new city champions. Brooklyn Davis jumped 6 feet in the high jump. Jack Perry won with a new career best of 15.6 in the pole vault. The 4x800 meter relay made up of Oliver Pilkington, Walker Pierce, Mitchell Chaffin, and Jack Montgomery also won. Samuel Trumbull won with a 4:17 in the mile. And of course, our 4x400 meter relay of Jackson Reed, Nathaniel Nelson, Taj Woods, and Oliver Pilkington won. In addition, Jack Perry and Nathaniel Nelson ran career best times in the 300 meter hurdles and the 400 meter dash, and so did Jack Wallace running 4:25 in the mile.
With only 2 races to go, it was still unclear whether we would retain our role as city champs, but with the 3,200 run, we sealed the title for us. Jack, myself, and Niles, who's not here, finished in 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, all running career best times. We slogged through the race, you can see from the rain. so those 15 points put us ahead and out of reach of any other team. Our 4x4 relay finished the evening by winning and commanding a 60-yard lead over the rest, with our teams and friends on the field cheering in as support. We are so thankful for everyone for the support we got from the school and from our families. It was a true team effort, and it took all of us to do it. But for the 7th year in a row, we are proud to be able to present the Nashville City Championship plaque to Mr. Joya and the school.
So we had a lot of other sports events this past week, but I'll just highlight, because of the end of time here, that our shotgun team participated in the Tennessee Junior Olympic International Style State Championship this weekend. Our program started 10 years ago, and we wanted to win that state championship each of those years, and it just wasn't to be until yesterday. And so they won the state championship. They're going to make a formal presentation at the next assembly because they just finished last night and didn't have time to do so. But let's give them a big round of applause for winning the state championship. So please remember that our visiting writer, Ms. Murray, will be here tonight at 5:30 in DPS. Remember that Alex will be presenting his research work tomorrow. Where is that, Alex? It's also in DPS. And remember Alexander Reddy's drive for his Eagle Scout. And I think that captures it. Have a great week.